Alright folks, the last video in this series. This is the new rectifier. Goes in like this. That's the old one right here that we're going to be replacing. Now, I ran tests on this, and this one is still working at this moment in time because I bought the kit with all three pieces, the stator, the rotor, and the rectifier. I am going to replace it. This one has about 70,000 miles on it. Not saying it's going to let go tomorrow, but what the hell, I got the parts. Might as well just put them on and have the whole new system. Not have to worry about it for a while. Hopefully. You know how that goes. So let's get going on this and get it done. As you can see, two bolts, one here and one here on the bottom section of this. You have your plug for your stator. That's where the stator plugs into. You have your ground wire, and this is your battery plug. So we're going to disconnect these two things first here, the ground wire, battery plug, and then we're going to take out the two bolts holding it in place. So disconnect your stator. All right, stator plug's out of the way. I'm going to go to the right side of the bike. There's your plug right there for the rectifier. And on the transmission, you'll see the ground wire. To remove that, there's a little clip right there on the plug. We just got to press it, get it off. Yeah. Woo! I have to get on the ground here for this. I'm going to have to do it with an Allen wrench, the old-fashioned way, people. Yeah. All right, not too bad. I think I can get it out by hand. And there's your bolt. So now we have two wires disconnected. All right, there's that clamp. Pop the clamp open with a screwdriver. Take out the two zip ties that are here, and your wire comes right out. So now we take out the two bolts on the side of the rectifier, and it should come right out. Uh-oh. Don't lose your nuts. That sounds kind of funny. Now I'll go to the other side so I can get that out. Now underneath the rectifier, there is a plug in there. Just slide it off. It sits on that little pin underneath. And then, without hitting the fender, you pull the assembly out. Take your new setup. Slide the wiring down in there. Put that connector back in place behind the rectifier. Just clip it in. And then we put this down on the studs. Just like that. Alright, put your nuts back in. Put your nuts back in. That sounds so funny. I'm just going to hand snug this. Can't imagine that these lock nuts require a whole lot of torque. Figure about, I'm guessing here, maybe 12 foot-pounds on those. No need for a Loctite on these. These are lock nuts. All right, so here's your wire hanging down. We gotta run these wires up. Now before I zip tie, I'm going to make sure I have it running where I need it to run. Pretty much just follow, you know, what you had before, or how you had it before. I'm going to use some dielectric grease in that plug. Prevent it from corroding. Okay. Clamps back on. Make sure your area for your ground is nice and clean. So I just tighten that up, about 10 foot-pounds. All right, so the wire is zip tied in place. Plugs in. Ground is in. We are good. All we gotta do now is connect the other connectors. And I'm gonna put some dielectric grease on that. And now we'll connect it. There we go. Now you're gonna put this clamp on. Just bend it by hand, but you don't want to go too tight on this wire. You want to leave a little bit of slack so this can move. All right, so that grommet can move with the engine. So let me show you the old rectifier underneath. I don't know if you can see that, but there's some cracks in there. I don't know, it's dry rotting, I guess. Like I said, this rectifier did still work. So, I mean, it's still good as of right now. Still producing the DC voltage that, you know, the bike requires. But I am glad I replaced everything at once, especially doing the long trips. I don't want to run into any issues on the road. You know what I mean? Let's go run a test on this rectifier and see if it's working. It's going to be a basic test at the battery to see what the voltage is. So right now, I got 1248 at the battery, which is good. Start her up. Beautiful. Right now I got everything on the bike. All the lights, the brake lights, the radio, spotlights, high beam, and she's staying at a steady 14. And the battery's charging. It's at 13 now. It'll stabilize eventually. All right. Very happy with that. So the only thing left to do is check your transmission fluid and your engine oil. Make sure those are topped off where they're supposed to be. And wash your bike, if you want to. All right, everybody, thanks for being here with me. I really appreciate it. This was a real intense repair. I went through it completely. I mean, if you have questions, you can ask me. But I am going to say this. I don't want to discourage anybody from doing their own work. I really don't. But if you know what you're doing, or you've taken the time to study up on it, so you know what you're doing, then go ahead and do it. But do not go into this type of repair blindly, thinking you're going to be able to do this and not cause any damage. You just don't want to make things worse, is what I'm saying. Sometimes you got to know when to bring it to the shop and get it repaired, and know when, hey, I can do this myself and, you know, it'll be fine. Anyway, I hope you know what I'm trying to say. You all take care. God bless. Be safe on the roads out there. And I wish you all a beautiful day. Bye-bye.